Hello, everyone. It's time for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 420, season 17. Today's date is March 30th, 2025, and welcome to the show. In today's program, I'm going to talk about whatever happened to Boston market restaurants. Market. First, it was called Boston Chicken, and for the past couple of years, they've disappeared. So, I'm going to tell you what happened, and I'll tell you my memories of dining at this wonderful place, throughout the years. Also, I'm going to read off a menu from the Brandon Iron restaurant that was located in Oaklawn, Illinois, by popular demand for most people. I have talked about the restaurant before, so but I haven't read a menu, so I'm going to do that today. Okay. All right. Before I get started, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Pillsbury Bundt Cake Mix. And here's a commercial from 1975. Oh, I love bundt cakes. And once I play the commercial, and when I come back, I will explain my memories of bundt cake. I still love them. Okay? So sit back, relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
When you count up what it costs to make a really good two-layer cake these days, I've got a cake that makes better sense.
The Bundt brand ring cakes from Pillsbury. Because in one box, I get cake mix, filling, and glaze frosting. It makes a big cake that's rich, moist, and flavorful. I don't have to buy extra frosting or filling because they come right in the box. My family loves it, and that adds up to a lot of good reasons to bake the Bundt brand ring cakes from Pillsbury.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Pillsbury Bundt Cake from 1975. I love bundt cakes. They were introduced in mid 1970s. It's like a upside down bowl with a hole in the middle. My mom makes them. She still makes them to this day. She does. She's like, we have a bundt cake pan. She bought almost 50 years ago, and it's in good shape. They're very sturdy, and she does bake birthday cakes like bundt cake, for my birthday, my brothers, and herself, and it's wonderful. And so that's great. And I don't think she made one in my 60th. No, I don't think so. I think she did. I'm not sure. Anyway, that was last year. So I don't know if they still make them. If you go to the market, or the grocery store, if you see them, I haven't paid attention. Maybe they're there. If not, then you can get a regular cake mix, from Betty Crocker, Duncan Hines, Pillsbury, whatever. Just make a cake and put it. If you have a bundt pan, put it in. Bake it. You're all set to go. Doesn't need frosting, not really, but you can put a glaze on it like that. Comes in great flavors: chocolate, vanilla, chocolate fudge, red velvet. Never had a red velvet bundt cake. That sounds good. Spice cake, lemon. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. So, one last thing about the bundt cake. It's made fun in the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding that came out a long time ago. It's one of the funniest Greek movies. Some Greeks don't particularly care for it, but I thought it was funny. But there's a scene that I think Nia's, I think that's her name. I keep forgetting about the movie. I forget the characters. That the parents of the groom brought a bundt cake, and the Greek family can't pronounce it. Bunt, not it's bunt, bunt. When my father's alive, he talked like that, and it drove me crazy. Because he didn't like to be corrected. That's what made it more aggravating. But one day I told him, "Look, if you want to talk like that and make a fool out of yourself, go ahead. But I stopped helping you." That didn't faze him a lot. He that's the way he was, and that's how some people are like that. They don't like to be corrected. Anyway, but that's a funny scene in the movie. It really is. Okay. All right. At the beginning of the program, I'm going to mention whatever happened to Boston Market, the restaurant that rotisserie chicken and other delicious things. And also, I will read off a menu from the Brandon Iron Restaurant that was located on West 95th Street in Oakland, Illinois. Before I get started, a quick health update. I'm doing okay. I am not going to a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks, so not till April 10th. So I'm taking a break, thank God. I'm doing fine. I mentioned the leakage, from the operation. It's about the same, but it's not as bad as before. So hopefully it'll taper off to normal soon. I hope so, So, other than that, I'm doing fine. My next chemo is April 10th, which I mentioned before. This will be the number 6. So I'm halfway there. We'll see if it works. We'll see. But I've been tired lately. Yesterday was the worst. I had to take a nap. I had to take a 2-hour nap yesterday in the afternoon. I was so sleepy, and I felt my whole body was like very fatigued, and so that did a lot of good. And I slept well last night. I always sleep well. When I started chemo, I sleep like a baby. It's wonderful. We'll see what happens like that. Also, yesterday I had some good news. Vanish Chicagoland Facebook page is now Meta verified, which means if you have a page, or a business page, Vanish Chicago is somewhat like a business page in a way, but it's nice to be verified. I started doing this in last November, and I've had trouble. I submitted a application, but I always got rejected, and they always said your name does not match Instagram. On Instagram, it's like Vanish Chicagoland together, like one word, and it's in lowercase. I thought it was that the reason, and luckily, I call, I email support, but some nice people out there in Meta contacted me. They wanted my phone number, and then they called me, and then they helped me a lot, and they were nice people. So I tried for November, and around November 16th, I lost access to the page. I don't know. I clicked on something wrong, and I can see the page, but I couldn't switch it. I couldn't update. I couldn't put no posts, nothing. And that lasted until about maybe the beginning of March. Yeah, about a few weeks ago. So I got on the phone with support all the time. Can you please put me back? I am the admin. My name is Pete Costanis. I am the admin of this page. I've had it since 2012, or is it 2011? I keep forgetting. Anyway, yeah, I think it's 2011. It was Chicago Extinct Businesses at the time. And I explained, this is mine, and I had to show proof. I had to send in bank statements, a letter with a letterhead, explain I am the admin. This is my page and all that. I went through a lot of trouble, and most of the time it worked. Then, about earlier this month, I gained access. So that was good news. And I was so you got to be very careful. If you have a Facebook page and you're in the business suite, be very careful. Be very careful. Don't click on something you don't know. That's what happened to me. And, which is good news. Now I tried to get verified. Previously, I had another page called Vanish Chicagoland P. Costanis. That was verified. Okay. But when I called, they merged them. So I was not verified anymore. A lot of people got confused. They say, is this real? I told them, yes. It's only temporary until I get my original one verified. So, for the past week, I've been trying to apply. You have to wait 48 hours or 3 business days, to get accepted. I tried that, but then canceled my original subscription, which is good. All right. So I got on the phone with them yesterday, and I told them, yeah, I'm trying. My original subscription has been canceled. So what should I do? They said, reapply again. And I'm almost guaranteed you'll get it. They've said this before many times, but Okay, so I did reapply. In order to do that, you have to show identification. You have to show your driver's license, a passport, national ID, and all that stuff, and what your name is. It has to match everything. Everything has to match. So I did that, and then about maybe 1:00 in the afternoon yesterday, I got a notification on my desktop. You were verified. When I saw that, I was so excited. I said, yes, awesome. Finally, after 5 months, I got it. And then, so I went on Facebook and I switched over to my Vanish Chicagoland page. I have the option to do that. The blue check mark was there. That means it's authentic. Also, the benefits are you are protected. Or if someone tries to steal your page or copy it, that's not going to happen. Also, it's authentic, and then you can earn money, by your likes or your followers, or you post videos, reels, or anything to get going. So it depends on you, my followers, to respond that, because people have loved this page for years. So that's good. Then everything's fine. So the nightmare is over. Oh, I'm so happy. And then I posted everything. I told everyone, look, this is the only page, Vanish Chicago, the one and only true authentic page, and that is that. So I'm very pleased. I'm very happy. As for earning, so I can earn money, I don't know how much money I would earn. That depends, but it's going to be a while for it to do that. Okay, so I'm very happy. So if you are on Facebook and if you see that Vanish Chicago, you see a blue check mark. That is me. That's the real McCoy. I'm so happy, and everyone congratulated me, and they're so happy. So I'm happy too. That's awesome. All right, right on to take a quick break, and then when I come back, we're going to talk about Boston Market. Okay, so here we go, and I'll be right back, folks. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I am back. Before I get started, I apologize. I want to mention one thing. This morning, I found out that actor Richard Chamberlain died. He was 90 years old. You remember him from miniseries from the 80s, like Thornbirds, and there was Shogun, and I think there was another one. I forgot what it was, but I love the Thornbirds. When I watched that miniseries on Channel 7, WLS, with my mom, and it was based on a book, and it's set in Australia, and it's about a priest had an affair with a woman. Read that. The funny thing is, I didn't watch the last episode because I was at school at DeVry and I had a big test and I missed it. And we didn't have a VCR back then. So later in the years, I did watch it, and thank God it's there. I think it is on YouTube. I think I saw it there. Also, he's best known as Dr. Kildare. As in the 1960s, he was a doctor based on the movies. I used to watch the movies on Channel 9, WGN. And there was him, and there was another actor, Vince Edwards. He played Ben Casey, and there were those two doctors were neck and neck. My mom liked Ben Casey better because he looked Greek. But Richard Chamberlain, I never saw Dr. Kildare until I looked on the YouTube. It is on DVD if you want to buy it. I plan on doing that someday. And it's a good show. Yeah, he's so young. Oh my God, he's so skinny. He's a very good-looking man. Still was. So my condolences to the family. Yeah, but his work will live on. All right. Right now we're going to talk about Boston Market. Let me give you a history of this place, okay? And I'll tell you my memories. So first it was called Boston Chicken, and that was founded in 1985, not in Chicago, in Newton, Massachusetts. That's a suburb outside of Boston. The founders' names were Stephen Colo, KOLW in Arthur Course. Their headquarters is in Pennsylvania. I don't know if it was before. Anyway, the restaurant was known for it was a casual restaurant. It was a chain, and they're famous for their rotisserie chicken. And from 1985 to 1995, so roughly about 10 years, it was called Boston Chicken. Then they changed the name to Boston Market. I don't know why they changed that. So some strange reason, McDonald's purchased the chain in 2000, and then it was sold again in 2007, which I don't know. Then it just expanded. It was all over the country, including Puerto Rico, and it was great. So their rotisserie was chicken, but they had a great side orders, which I remember. Okay, the one I went to, the building's still there, is on the corner of Southwest Highway and South Cicero Avenue. That's about 93rd Street. I used to go there a lot, for lunch and like that, and it was good. I was never disappointed. I don't think I remember a time that the food was bad. No, they did. So I usually ordered a rotisserie chicken, a half chicken, with a thigh and a drumstick and the breast. That was enough. The side door, and then you entered the restaurant, and then they, you tell them what they want, and they have them on display, and also the side orders. So they ask you, what side orders would you like? I think you had about 2, maybe 3. They had potatoes, cream spinach, mac and cheese. I remember they had stuffing. Wonder what else? I'm not sure. Other green beans, I guess. And that's what I remember. And a piece of cornbread. Their cornbread was good. Oh my God, I love it. I love cornbread. Also, those 2 guys, Stephen Colo and Arthur Coors, founded this place, and then it just expanded, and then it just took off in Boston. Also, besides chicken, they expanded in 1985, and they included turkey, meatloaf, and ham. And that was great. And then, so in 1995, they created the Einstein Brothers Bagels chain. You remember that? With bakery cafes. They did that. So in 1996, they launched the Boston Carver sandwiches. Remember, instead of chicken, you could have sandwiches. And either you get turkey, ham, or meatloaf. I always wanted to try the meatloaf because I love meatloaf. But, I have a feeling they expanded too quickly, and then they ran into financial trouble, and which I had no idea. No. So that was a shame. Then they introduced prime rib later on. I like prime rib, but I don't know how it tasted there. I didn't try it. Mostly I ordered the chicken. Also, they had desserts. Also, let me start with the meals. Carved chicken sandwiches, chicken salad sandwich, chicken noodle soup. They had pot pies, which I've had before, which is pretty good. Also, Cobb salad, garlic dill potatoes, and also desserts. They had salted caramel lava cake, chocolate cake, or chocolate chip cookies. They also served ribs for a while. Also steamed vegetables, sweet potato casserole, and of course roasted turkey, which I mentioned before. They also did rotisserie nuggets one time. They did that. Also, during the holiday season, like Thanksgiving, they had turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, vegetable stuffing, spinach, artichoke dip, cranberry walnut relish, dinner rolls, pumpkin, and an apple pie. That's great. So you go down there. You pre-ordered, and then you pick it up. Your Thanksgiving dinner, bring it home. You're all set to go. That's great. So that was that. So my memories of this place, it was very good. I liked it a lot, but it's a shame that closed. It really is. I always have a craving for a pot pie. I love chicken pot pie. Or get some chicken. I guess not. So according to the internet, sometimes you don't have to rely on them. there's one left. One restaurant open, and that's in Melrose Park. According to some people, it's not the same. I mean, they have the food, but it's changed. So maybe it's true. Sometimes you can't depend on one person what they say. I don't know. You have to go there and see for yourself, which I don't plan on doing, but it's a little out of my way. So there's only one left, and according to the internet, they're about how many left? They're about 16, something like that. Not many in the entire United States. All right, so it's a shame. So I passed by this building on Southwest Highway, and it's empty. I don't know what so it's for lease. It's for sale. Do you think Boston Market will come back? Probably not. I don't think so. No. It's like Baker Square. There's a few of them left, but will they expand? No idea. I don't know. Okay. Right now, I'm going to play a commercial. This is Boston Chicken, not Boston Market. This is it, because I remember this one very well. So here's a Boston Chicken commercial from 1994. Yeah. So, and this is the way I remember Boston Market. So sit back and relax, and I will play the commercial. And when I come back, I'm going to read off the menu from the Brandywine restaurant that was located in Oakland, Illinois. Okay? I'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
It's morning at Boston Chicken. Fresh vegetables are arriving, and we're making our mashed potatoes from scratch. We're roasting freshly marinated chicken, baking homemade chicken pot pies, and preparing honest-to-goodness meals for you or the entire family throughout the day. So they're always fresh and always ready at Boston Chicken. Boston Chicken, the freshest thing going. Take home a delicious, honest-to-goodness meal that'll feed the whole family.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Boston Chicken for 1994. Right now, I'm going to talk about the Brandywine restaurant. I've talked about this wonderful place a long time ago. It was located at 4200 West 95th Street in Oakland, Illinois. I think it opened in 1958, I believe. And it was an institution from the 60s, the 70s, and early 80s. They opened another location in Downers Grove. I'm not sure exactly, probably in the 70s or something like that. I never went to that one. I don't know how it was. No clue. So the Brandywine, it was a restaurant, also a bowling alley. I went bowling there once, a couple of times I went there. I also had dinner there once, just once. I had their ribs, delicious. Also had their famous donut holes. Yeah. Who doesn't like donuts? I had them there. This was in the mid-70s. This was during high school. When I went to Bogan High School. So that's a great place. And it's people still miss it to this day. It is still there. There's another Brandywine restaurant that's located at 7036 South Harlem Avenue in Bridgeview. I don't think it's associated with this place, and I have no idea how it is. So some people say it's not the same. I can understand that. Also, do they serve the donut holes? I heard they did at first, but they stopped it. So they still have the ribs and other delicious things they had in their menu. Okay. So right now, I'm going to read off the menu of this place. Here we go. Yeah, I'll bring it right up. Luckily, I found it. Here we go. All right, so let's see what we got. At the beginning, it said open pit barbecue special, so they had barbecue ribs. In parentheses, it said the hickory logs make the difference. You can have a whole slab for a king-size appetite. Yeah. They also had barbecue chicken. They had a rib and chicken plate, a Western barbecue beef plate, the Brandywine barbecue ham steak with raisin sauce. I don't like raisins. Also, breaded veal cutlet with mushroom sauce, if you like that. Also, they serve fried chicken. sauteed chicken livers after 5 o'clock, but I don't know how the chicken was. I'm sure it was good. Okay, so from our Hickory Pit, they also had jumbo sirloin, 1.5 pounds. That's for man's size, for men. Corn-fed club steak with broiled button mushrooms. Corn-fed chunk butt steak, heart of the sirloin. Okay. Chopped ranch steak with mushroom cap. And center-cut pork chops with spiced apple ring. I love pork chops. Seafood, they had African rock lobster tail with drawn butter. French fried jumbo shrimp. Also breaded filet of sole, like that. And a combination of sole and jumbo shrimp. You can get a side of tossed salad with choice of dressings. You get a roll and a butter, French fries or baked potato or baked beans, if you'd like. That sounds good. All right. Now, they had soup, appetizers and soup. They had soup of the day, also jumbo shrimp cocktail, if you're going to get fancy. They had charbroiled beef burger, cheeseburger, hamburger, Rockefeller. I don't know what that was. It's served with an Italian roll and sliced kosher pickles. Sounds good. Barbecue beef sandwich. Barbecue beef Rockefeller. It's probably a big one. It's on a French roll, like that. Barbecue ham on a toasted bun. Kosher corned beef. Italian beef sandwich. Grilled cheese, charbroiled steak sandwich, and Italian sausage Rockefeller. Okay. Also, they had spaghetti and sauce Milanese. I think that's how you pronounce it. Also, they had salads. Type of salads. You had Reno Special. That's turkeys with Swiss cheese, ham on rye bread, covered with lettuce, tomato, hard-boiled egg, topped with your choice of dressing. Okay. Then they had a julienne salad bowl. This was with slices of lean turkey meat, ham wedges, American cheese, on a bed of crisp lettuce with sweet onion rings, green peppers, and fresh finely sliced red cabbage, radishes, if you like that, or with freshly ground pepper with top of the hard-boiled egg and choice of dressing. The last salad they had is Biloxi salad bowl. Now, this is a jumbo shrimp from the Biloxi coast, from Mississippi. Sweet tender shrimp, about a half a dozen. Serve on a shredded lettuce with tomato, wedges, and hard-boiled eggs and choice of dressing. And it's served with a freshly baked roll with the butter. Okay. Late evening snacks, they had a special club sandwich, from the bar. A ham or bacon and eggs, if you're in the mood for breakfast. I like that. They had a kitty corner. This is a kitty menu. They had Boot Hill was barbecue ham plate with raisin sauce. Hula Hoop, deep fried boneless sole with homemade tartar sauce. Injun Joe, I think that's a character from Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. It's charboiled chopped steak with mushroom cap. Humpty Dumpty, that's a barbecue beef plate with that wonderful sauce. Chef's Sheep Sitting Bowl, French fried jumbo shrimp with tartar sauce. And Dumbo the Elephant, 1/3 chicken, barbecue, or fried. And you get a choice of potato, French fries, and rolls and butter, or milk or pop. That's for the kids. Beverages, they had soft drinks, milk. I'm sure, and then they had a bar if you want to get drinks. Also coffee with donuts, like I mentioned before. They had a giant shortcake. That's a big fresh peach or strawberry shortcake piled with ice cream and whipped cream. Oh, that sounds good. The other desserts they had is French pastries and ice cream or sherbet. Also, your do-it-yourself sundae. I had that. I had that once, and they bring it out, and you make your own delectable gooey dessert. That sounds good. And you put some sauce, chocolate sauce, hot fudge, nuts, fruits, cherries, whipped cream. Well, you have they had a giant one and a regular one. I had the regular one. Giant's too much. Okay. They also had carry-out service Monday through Friday. Okay. So this is funny. This menu is probably from the 60s. So they had the prefixes, with the letters. So the telephone number for the Oaklawn Bowl, the bowling alley is GA 5 4000, the GA Mount Garden. And the Brandywine restaurant was GA Garden 5-5400. And of course, the address was 4200 West 95th Street. Okay. That was fun. It really was. So, yeah, like I said before, I still miss this place. So does everyone else. It's brought back, but, I think a lot of people want the original one. I don't blame them. I really don't. But times change. It's a shame. It really is. Okay, so that's it for this podcast. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the whatever happened to Boston Market, the restaurants that had the rotisserie chicken. Also, I read off a menu of the Brandywine restaurant that was located at 4200 West 95th Street in Oakland, Illinois. Also, I mentioned that Van Chicagoland is now Meta verified. So this is the real McCoy. This is the real page. I don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. That is it. That is it. And I will continue to post, as I always do, to make this page special and beautiful. And I want to say thank you, everyone, for your support. I really appreciate it. Okay. So this podcast will be shared wherever podcasts are available. Apps like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast, iHeartRadio. Just tap on the apps on your phone or your tablet and tap follow. You'll receive a notification. You also receive the latest episode. Also listen to previous episodes if you like. Also, it's shared on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. They're all listed. You can click on that. It'll take you to Spotify. You can listen on your phone and your tablet or your desktop. Also, it'll be shared on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories. People still ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? You can find it on YouTube. Click subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. You can listen to the latest episode. You will receive a notification. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. They're all there. All 419. Also be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. You can click on the link, so it'll take you right there. You can try to copy it if you'd like, but it'd be easier if you go to YouTube. It really will be. A lot of people find that very simple. Okay. So this is Pete Costache, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. As for another podcast Tuesday, I don't think so. I have something to do for my family. So probably next weekend. I apologize for that because I enjoy. So I got about 5 more episodes till season 18. We reach 425. Okay. So everyone have a great day. Today is a little warm. Be cold tomorrow. That's what I heard. So just enjoy yourselves. I love to go for a walk, but I'm too tired. I wish I did. I need to exercise. So here's bye-bye from me, and here is bye-bye from one of our favorite people in the whole wide world, Chicago legend, Ray Rayner, saying bye-bye-bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.